software engineering is not something that you're going to learn in 12 weeks.
How long is the program?
Make sure that it's 12 weeks.
I wanted to do an experiment. I wanted to call code bootcamps, pretending not to know anything, and see what they would try to do. See how hard they would try to sell me on their bootcamp. But I did know enough to ask them the hard questions. For example, I called DevMountain in this video, and they struggle bust to explain why they don't have a guarantee or an income share agreement, and they can't explain why I should still attend their school instead of another school. Just watch the video. It's hilarious the way that they try to defend it. They get caught in a bunch of lies, a bunch of little slips of the tongue where I catch them. I also call, I think, General Assembly, and this dude named, we'll just call him Mr. D, tries to hard sell me on that. Really tries to get my information, really tries to pressure me into getting my email, and they ask me where I'm from and let me get your name and all this because they want to spam you later so that they can try to bring you back. I'm sure a lot of you have applied to code boot camps and they still email you, hey, are you interested in changing your life and changing your career today? And I reject all of that, and it makes them pretty upset, and I question everything that they ask me, and basically just skip to the part of the video where I'm on the call, and you'll see how intense they are. And well, we've been doing this the longest and just making wild claims. Now you might be thinking, don't you need permission to record these phone calls? Well, DevMountain is in Utah, and Utah is a one-party consent state, meaning that if you're part of the conversation, either of you can record the conversation. So I recorded the conversation. I'm that one party. On the second phone call with General Assembly, basically they have a little prompt that says these calls will be recorded for quality assurance, and that is them, if you stay on the call, that is them basically getting your consent to record the conversation. And if they're recording the conversation and you consent to it, they've already consented, and so I can record the conversation. I don't even need to ask them if I can record in basically any of these cases, so don't worry too much about that. I did my research. I made sure all these places were one-party consent states, and that's where they were located, and blah, blah, blah. Finally, you might think that this is just a giant ad for Lambda School. It's not. Lambda School is just the only bootcamp that would work with me, and then there are obviously some trash bootcamps out there. For example, DevMountain is one of them, in my opinion. I think it's complete garbage, and I know because I went there. So I would stay away from that. After talking to Mr. D from General Assembly, I'd stay far away from that too. They're making wild claims about how all income share agreements are the same if you just look at the fine print and all this and that. And I called a few other places. I called Trilogy. I called the Data Science Academy of New York City. I called a bunch of different places, but they didn't answer. And then that was it. But other than that, enjoy the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. The first one we're going to start off with is good old Trilogy Education.
If you know your party's extension, please press 1. Otherwise, press 2. Welcome to the Bootcamp Student Portal. To speak with admissions about our bootcamp programs, please press 1. Please leave a brief message, and an admissions advisor will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hi, I just had a couple questions about job placement. If you just go ahead and give me a call back at this number, I'd appreciate that. Next up is the New York City Data Science Academy. Again, this is New York. One party consent to record the phone call. I consent to record this phone call.
Thank you for calling Trojan Battery Company, the world's leading manufacturer of deep cycle batteries.
What? All right, next up is DevMountain. They're a Utah company, and Utah's one-party consent state. I consent to record this phone call.
Thank you for calling DevMountain. If you know the extension of your party, please enter it now. Otherwise, stay on the line and a representative will be with you shortly.
Please hold while we connect your call to extension 0. Thank you for calling. Please leave a message and your call will be returned as soon as possible.
Please note that all calls to and from General Assembly are monitored for quality and training purposes. Just stay on the line and we'll be with you shortly. In the meantime, I spy with my little eye something that is red.
I just had a couple questions about the program, if you could help me understand those.
Which programs were you looking into?
The coding one.
Okay, for software engineering.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was just wondering if you have like any like placement guarantee or anything like that.
So as far as that goes, with the immersive programs, we do have the opportunity for you to work with our career outcomes team for job placement. And so what I can do to tell you more about that and the percentage of people that are able to successfully land the job after is I can get you connected with one of our course experts. They're kind of like an advisor / counselor.
Yeah. I was just looking around at other boot camps because there's a lot, it's hard to pick. And I found some that offer you get your money back if you don't find a job in 6 months, or like you don't pay unless you get a job. And I was wondering if you guys have those.
So we do have what we call the Catalyst program, where you can learn now and pay after you're hired after the immersive program. And so as far as that goes, before I get you over to the advisor, do you mind if I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
And what is a good email for you?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to give that out. I was just curious about the details. I couldn't find anything about the Catalyst program. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the course expert would be able to talk to you more about that. I can get you connected with them now. Where are you at, though?
I'm in Utah.
Utah. Okay, great. All right, so what I'll do is I'll introduce you to the course expert, and they'll take over the call from there and tell you more about the program.
Hey, this is I manage admissions here at General Assembly. How are you today?
I'm good, man. I was just curious if you can give me some details about like the Catalyst thing and how that works.
Yeah, it's a pay later option. It's a popular program among tech education schools. It basically allows you to enroll in the course, work with our career services team, get several projects under your belt. You work with our career services team. We help you find a job after the end of this program. And while you're going through that process, the Catalyst program allows you not to have to worry about any tuition during that time. And then once you've gotten hired, you're going to pay back your tuition at 10% of your monthly salary. So yeah, it's a cool program. You're opting to pay more for the course if you go that route, 50% more for the program for that matter.
Okay, how long does that 10% go? Like for how many years?
It's twofold. It goes to the cap is 22.5, and then it stops there. Otherwise, if you're making at the bare minimum of $40K a year, then you're going to pay back 10% of $40K monthly, or the whatever that is monthly. So 22.5 or 48 months, whichever comes first.
Okay. And then what kind of job does that encompass? Let's say like I go learn how to code, then I get a job selling cars. Do I still have to pay back if I'm making $40K?
Absolutely, you do.
So it's not I have to get a job in coding. I have to pay back no matter what job I get.
Absolutely. We're not supporting you in finding a job in selling cars. Our goal is to help you find a software engineering role. But if you choose to go sell cars after your experience with us, then that's obviously you don't get free money. You obviously have to pay that back.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've just seen some other ones that are like you only pay back if you get a job doing what we taught you how to do. Like if you can't find a job.
Really that doesn't happen. Software engineering, immersive, our program is, we've been doing this work for 10 years. So we're not new to this game whatsoever. We're the kind of longest running established boot camp out there. So in terms of supporting students and landing jobs, that is the ROI of why we exist in the first place. So we're not saying, hey, you know what, you got your skills, right, best of luck to you. Our outcomes report that we get validated through KPMG, one of the big the bid auditing firms. You are equipped with technical skill that is in demand. These are skills that there are more jobs out there than there are people who have the skills to do them. So if you, for whatever reason, choose to go sell cars after that, that would obviously be a poor investment on your part.
I mean, just to pay bills. Not like I'm choosing not to, but just to be able to live in the meantime while I'm looking for a job.
Sure. Absolutely, and that's why the Catalyst program is awesome, because you're not paying anything back until you land that job. But if you do go out and you need to do that, then of course you have to understand the agreement that you're signing up for, is that when you have the income to be able to make those payments, then you got to be able to make those payments. You're not going to get this at like a 4-year university. They don't do that kind of stuff. Our network, as I mentioned before, we've been around for a while, and we are, as far as like our graduates go, if you look at some of the status on boot camps, report, in fact, I have one that just came out not too long, a few months ago. It's not a matter of if you're going to get a job when you come to General Assembly. It's really about, one, did you vet out if this is the exact right thing that you're interested in? Because software engineering is not something that you're going to learn in 12 weeks. This is a lifelong endeavor. So
how long is the program?
Sure that it's 12 weeks, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
And the total cost, if I choose the Catalyst program, you said is $22,500?
Correct.
Okay. There's like a couple other like boot camps that I looked at that were similar price, but there's a couple that offered, I guess, something similar, but it was only payback if you get a job doing software.
Really, you're just kind of playing around with the words at that point. They're all the same. If you look at the fine print, they kind of all operate the same way. I would just say that ours is, we've been doing it longer and we've had more success doing it.
So for some of them are like 1 year long, some of them are like 3 months long. Wouldn't the 1 year ones be a little like more thorough?
Not necessarily. I feel like our curriculum has been proven over this 10 years now, and 12 weeks is enough to get you industry ready. Because software engineering is not something that you're going to learn in 12 weeks. We support you in getting your first entry level software engineering role. And when we're in the career services, it's very strategic about where we have you direct your attentions as far as finding that first career opportunity.
Now I guess it's kind of like a hard question, but like if you had to be non-biased for a second and you had to give me like top 3 to look at, what would you say?
I would tell you do your homework, and I would say like I hear a bunch of them: Hack Reactor, Coding Dojo. I hear in fact, when I get off the phone with you here, I'm going to send you a bunch of information over on this course. So I'm going to send all that stuff over to you regarding our program. Take a look at it, see if it's right for you. And I'd be more than happy to touch base with you at a later time after you've done some more homework and kind of gotten a little bit more familiar with us. And we can, touch base at a later time if that works for you.
Can I give you a call back a little later?
Yeah, well...
He was trying to get my email real hard trying to get that email so he could send me those info packets and be like, wait, don't go anywhere else. But that's what they do, right? They're salesmen. He said that basically all income share agreements are the same if you look at the fine print. But that's not true, right? If you get a job selling cars and make $40K a year, you still got to pay them back. And I think that's garbage. I think a good ISA is one where you get a job doing the thing that they taught you how to do, and then you pay them back. But you still got to make money in the meantime, right? Like, to be able to survive, you shouldn't pay until you get a job doing what they taught you how to do. Also, I think $22,500 for 12 weeks.
Because software engineering is not something that you're going to learn in 12 weeks. This is a lifelong endeavor. So
how long is the program?
Make sure that it's 12 weeks.
No, it's just really, you can't compete with the people that have longer programs that get more curriculum and have a longer amount of time to digest it. I think the only way that a program like this would make sense is if you don't have a year to study, or you don't have 6 months to study, or something like that. Just to clarify what I thought, there are some boot camps out there that have qualified positions, which means if you get a job unrelated to what you studied, you don't pay. Now, everyone's going to say, Josh, you're just shilling for Lambda, but I just wanted to make sure that this was true, and it says, if you do not work a qualified position relating to what you studied at Lambda school, you don't have to pay it back. This guy said it was just wordplay at this point, and they're all kind of the same. Yeah, okay. There's a couple that offered, I guess, something similar, but it was only payback if you get a job doing software.
Really, you're just kind of playing around with the words at that point. They're all the same.
Not really, my guy, but a good try. So at this point, 12 weeks for $22,500, that's garbage. I think I would probably go with a different school at this point. The Software Guild, let's give them a call. They're in Minnesota, one party consent state, I agree. to consent to recording this phone call.
Thank you for calling the Software Guild. A representative will be with you shortly. At the tone, please leave your name, number, and a brief reason for your call, and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
All right, let's call DevMountain again.
Thank you for calling DevMountain. If you know the extension of your party, please enter it now.
Please hold while we connect your call to extension 0.
I was just wondering if you could answer a couple questions about DevMountain for me. It was just a quick question, just about like the job placement and like job guarantee.
Okay, like I know we do have an outcomes department, and part of our curriculum is you go through like a job prep course, as well as like give you like resume and mock interviews, and we do have like a whole department and specific outcomes. So also like help you share like job they have, like over the games, you have like after outcome teams throughout just going to the you can find a specific outcomes person, so yeah, you graduate.
I saw that there's some that say that like we'll give you your money back if you don't get one in 6 months, or like you don't pay until you get a job. Like, is that, do you guys have that?
Yeah, currently at this time, no, we don't have any sort of like reimbursement other than like if you were in the program and then you dropped from the program within your student agreement, like within like the first 20%. As far as like paying, not paying till you get a job, we're currently not doing anything like that.
Okay. It's like, do you know like why, I guess? I don't know, because it seems like, I don't know, it'd be like a safer bet to pick another one then.
I guess a lot of it would depend too on like the tuition price, or like how it's structured. Because sometimes with the, go to school now, pay later, it'll be like a percentage of your new job that you get, or it is like double what we charge in a few other boot camps I know. But I'm not, like, we might in the future implement some sort of model like that. I just know now we do have some loan companies we work with as far as getting like tuition out of the way up front. So then when you're in the program and after the program, we can focus on jobs and, your education versus like trying to collect that money. Right. And we would definitely like, assist you, of course, like through the job process. But I guess what they offer, I'm not too sure about that. Go to school now, pay later, it'll be like a percentage of your new job that you get, or it is like double what we charge in a few other boot camps I know. But
when do you typically have to start paying the loan back? Is it like right away? Like, what if you can't find a job?
Yeah, so that would be all set up if you went with a loan with one of our the companies we work with, either Skills Fund or Climb. And that would, I believe, be worked out with them. I'm not super familiar with like the repayment and everything on how that works.
What do you know, like the average that people get paid when they do get a job after they start?
That's something I'm not super familiar with, and I would say that probably just varies, I guess, depending to where you live or what state you're in.
I guess maybe this is like a difficult question, but if you had to be, for the sake of it, if you had to be non-biased, like what would you say like your top 3 boot camps to look at are? Let's say if I can't manage to go to DevMountain.
See, that's tricky because I don't know too many in a few other boot camps I know, but I started with DevMountain a year ago, and before that I wasn't really familiar. I'm in Utah, and I know there are some like universities that are starting to do boot camps, but I know UVU is starting to do one, I think, but I don't really know anything about it in a few other boot camps I know. But I wish I knew more for you, but I just don't hear as much about the competitors or why, I would say like a lot of people do science like Pearl Site classes or the Udemy or Code Academy. Those are ones that like I've heard they're obviously not like a boot camp, but they are like a self-learning software, I guess you could say.
Okay, what about like, so I saw like, I think it was like Strayer University or something for DevMountain. Is it like, it's not college, right?
Yeah. So we're owned by Strayer. They're the university. They don't have any type of like quick boot camp type classes. So that's where we kind of coexist. They're more of the like 2 year, 4 years.
Yeah. Right now it was more like the the finances of like, well, the ones that give me my money back if I don't get a job, or the ones that I don't pay until I get a job seemed pretty good. But I was just curious if there was like a specific reason why DevMountain didn't do it.
Yeah, not specifically right now. And so then when you're in the program and after the program, we can focus on jobs and, you know, your education versus like trying to collect that money. And I mean, in the future, if that's, you know, where, I mean, I feel like a lot of boot camps are going that way. See, that's tricky because I don't know too many.
I guess that's it then.
Yeah, if you do have any other questions, feel free to call and I can get you in contact with someone in admissions.
Okay, yeah, so I'll call back in like 20 minutes. And what was your name again?
Yeah, my name is... Okay, perfect. I will keep an eye out for your phone call.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, we got a call.
This call is to authorize a payment of $999.
So that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it and you want me to call some other code boot camps and pretend like I don't know anything, let me know, and I'll be happy to do it as long as I can legally record the conversation, of course. And yeah, if you're interested in a code boot camp, I have a link for Lambda School in the description, but this was not sponsored. They didn't give me any money. This is just me doing it out of my own free will. In my opinion, you should be self-taught first, okay? But if you're gonna go to a code boot camp, make sure that the ISA is not garbage and that they have a guarantee. Otherwise, you're just doing yourself a disservice when there's so many other options that will give you your money back, or have a decent arrangement so that you don't have to pay unless it works out for you in the end. And my link just happens to be with Lambda School because none of the other ones will talk to me, probably because I do shit like this. But if you're interested, link down there for Lambda School. That's where I would go if I had to go now. But, you know, you do you. Self-taught first anyways. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
We would like to inform you that there is an order placed for Apple iPhone 11 Pro using your Amazon account.
Is this Kit Boga?
If you do not authorize this order, press 1 or press 2 to authorize this order.
Let's see if it's Kit Boga.
Thank you for calling Amazon. This is Mark. How can I help you today?
I got a call that $900 was on my account.
Okay, so sir, can you please help me with your name so that I can further pull up your file and check what is happening with your Amazon account?
My name is Billy.
Okay, sir, please be online. Give me a minute. Let me check what is happening with your Amazon account.
First name basis only, and he can check my account. No account number, nothing, just Billy. I've been watching too much Kit Boga.